My man. What's happening with you?
Yeah, I can't complain. Actually, you know what? I can complain a little bit.
Oh boy.
Hang on. Look, man. I have came to realize I understand. You know, you being retired. I understand why you don't really want to work anymore. I understand.
Well, I mean, hey man, when you deal with people on a certain level, you just get to a point where you're just like, this is some bullshit. It's like, why am I doing this if I don't have to?
See, that's a sad. I have to.
It's like, I don't have to do this shit.
Bro, like I'm just saying, like if there's days I really want to put a GoPro on and just so everybody understands my day to day.
Well, I guess for me, it's more so like I was working, and it's all about for me because it's like I can get tired of some shit and then I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna just go find something else, and I can actually chill until I find what I want to do. You
Yeah,
know, it's like
see,
I have that luxury that I can actually pick.
it must be nice.
But I mean, it's not so much as just it's so much as just that. But I mean, just having like being having the credentials in my field, that it's
Yeah,
just like
that's
I
true.
can actually just be like, well, I want to work here in
Yeah.
this setting or that setting. Like I can kind of pick and choose what I want to do.
Nah, I feel it. I mean, like I told you, I'm kind of going through a slight career change right
Right.
now, trying to. It's tough out here.
I know. I've been there. I've been there.
But
I've been
I
there.
mean, other than that, though, I mean, hey, going as good as it can. But I mean, still, it's just like, dang.
This man, this training, boy, this training rough, man. I'm just
Oh,
like,
I'm dead. So you want
you know.
to tell the viewers what happened, or you want to just keep that amongst us?
I mean, well, hey, niggas want to fuck around and find out. They can
So,
find out.
so what was the
You know what I mean?
graph at? Was it about like a 7 or an 8?
Nah, that nigga was like at 8, bro.
Oh, okay.
I was about ready to fuck him up, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be professional. It's like I'm supposed to be the OG in here. I'm supposed to be setting the example. I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. So, but nah, hey, it's just like if you want to play dirty, then okay, I got something for your ass. Pause. So I'm like, but it's cool.
Fair enough.
He got his serving in the sparring session. He got it. He got beat up pretty good. So I'm just like, I think I proved my point.
Hey, look, man.
But it's cool.
Stop beating up on little niggas, man.
Hey man, he
did start it. I will give you that. He started.
I ain't gonna start, but if you come to me with the smoke, then
Hey, look, I feel it, dog. I feel it. So UFC Mexico City, and keep in mind to the viewers, we only gonna talk about the co-main and the main because that's really all that matters. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Brian Ortega, Yair Rodriguez. I mean, were you surprised at all?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I mean, Ortega. I like Brian Ortega, but Brian Ortega hasn't really looked the same. It's just like after that Volk fight, it was like he kind of, because he fought. It was against Yair, wasn't it?
Yeah, when that fight, his shoulder popped out.
When he got injured, and then he was out for like a couple of years.
I thought it was like.
Oh, he was out for a minute. Like
dang.
I don't think he fought again until now.
Oh dang! I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, he was out for a while.
Oh, okay.
And I was just kind of like, damn, bro. Like,
I mean, I'm definitely glad they ran it back. But I must say, I was very surprised at the comeback because, like, I told you, like,
that is what I wasn't surprised about.
Well, I was more so surprised, like, he actually lasted through that blitz.
Again, that's what I wasn't surprised.
Really, why's that?
I mean, look at his last couple of fights. Bulk, Max Holloway, like he got his ass beat in those fights, and he still,
That's true. That's true. He
was
does
in
have a
there.
chin on
He
him.
was in there. So I'm like, I know he can take it. He can
Well,
take it.
plus also how we were talking, like how he twisted his ankle.
Oh God, bro! When that happened, I was like, you got to be
You're
shitting
like,
me.
no.
yeah. I was like, oh, come on,
Nah,
dog.
but I mean, overall, they're good fight. Good fight.
It was good. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing that I wasn't surprised at. Yair Rodriguez on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm just like, Yair Rodriguez struggles with elite grapplers.
Yeah.
He always has.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Ortega is just
Amongst
that.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's serious on the ground. So I'm like, when he got him on the ground in the second round and pretty much dominated the round, I was like, oh, yeah, the end is near. If he gets him down again in the third, it's a wrap. And that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he exposed him.
I mean, at the end of the day.
But not really exposed him because we all know that.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I mean,
it's like if you watch long enough.
But he wore him down enough that he had him where he wanted him. And, it was a good strategy, I guess.
Yeah.
Him taking that ass whooping in the first.
Yeah, true. And then the main, I mean, we already talked about it. We both kind of felt Moreno got robbed a little bit.
I think he did enough to win.
Yeah, Royval. It's just so tricky now. Like, I tell people all the time, scoring these fights probably has to be the hardest thing sometimes because it's like, yes, I get it. Royval was putting it on him, but the problem is them significant strikes landed. Yeah, the math was not mathing.
That, yes, but the reason why they gave it to Royval is because look at the way Brandon fought.
True.
If you look at the way he fought in that fight versus how he fights any other time, he didn't look like he wanted to be there.
Yeah.
He just kind of was laying back and not really in your face.
You think you think the fatigue, just the fight fatigue, kind of getting to him a little bit?
It could be that, or it might be he just had an off night.
Yeah.
I mean, usually he's the guy who's in your face and puts the pressure on, and he wasn't doing that. And it was, a little, I won't say disturbing, but I mean, it wasn't him.
Yeah,
it was just,
you could tell he was just off.
It was just a little confusing. I'm like, this ain't his game.
Yeah.
So and that's probably what he got judged on.
Nah, I feel you completely. Yeah.
But I give it to him though. Like you said, he did land the more significant strikes.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have went either way.
Either way. Oh, I'm not sure if you saw Clippers rebrand. Since we're getting the stadium next year.
Rebrand.
Oh, okay. You haven't seen.
No.
Here, I got you. Just.
Well, they got a new logo.
Yeah, new logo, new jerseys.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought you meant rebrand, the whole shit.
Nah,
what?
So here.
Have you seen the red jerseys?
Oh, I love them.
Oh my God.
I
was like, I gotta get me one.
I love
those red jerseys are fire.
So here's my thing, because me and my boss at work, we were having a good discussion about it. And I told him my biggest issue, more so with me being a Clipper fan, is Lakers fans really think that we care about them so much. We actually don't. That's the biggest misconception. We don't think about them because it's hey, we understand that's Laker Town. It's always going to be Laker Town. We understand that. But the point I always try to make to them is, look, bro, if we get one title, we're going to be satisfied. That's really all we want.
One?
Bro, you got to think. We've been the basement team for so long.
Not 2, not 3, not 4,
bro,
not 5.
You gotta understand, bro. We've been the basement team for so long.
Well, y'all niggas ain't even originally in LA.
Exactly.
Y'all
but
were
on
everywhere else
But on top of that too, though, think about it like this. You've been the basement team for so long. You've kind of been the laughing stock of LA basketball team.
Yeah, because they've been trash.
Exactly. But on top of that, though, I say, bro, we never had an owner till now that actually cared. This is the first owner that's actually cared.
I mean, honestly, I won't say the laughing stock, but
we've been the laughing stock, dog.
no, because that era in my generation, we actually fucked with the Clippers when
But
they had Cute Rich,
well,
Lamar Odom,
well,
Darius
yeah,
Miles, like
but
that team. They were fun as fuck to watch.
exactly. But
I mean,
in
they was getting
action,
it.
but
They weren't winning.
keep in mind though, to the masses, we've been the laughing stock. Us as basketball fans, yeah, we may have liked that team.
A lot of people like that team.
Yeah, but to the masses,
No, seriously, to the masses. Because think about it, in that era, they were a really young squad. Like everybody on that team was like 20, 21 years old. They were flashy, running around, dunking on niggas and shit. Like people like that.
I would.
They were exciting.
So let me ask you this then: which team would you say people gravitated more towards, that one or Lob City?
Oh,
Because keep in mind, I became a Clipper fan like literally right before we drafted Blake Griffin.
that's tough. Because Lob City did have a lot of fans.
Exactly. That's when
But-
everybody wanted to be a Clipper fan all of a sudden.
But in that era, though, like it was a different time.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
basketball in general was different.
I agree.
So, I mean, back then everybody was on the whole hip hop, the AI kick. Everybody wanted to be like AI.
Yeah.
You know, you got that Clipper team. You got Darius Miles, tall ass nigga, cornrows. You got Lamar Odom and Q Rich. You know,
Yeah.
Q Rich had the waves and shit. But
True.
the way they dressed, the way that they were, it was like hip hop. Like that whole team was
It
like
was definitely like
they were like street niggas in the NBA.
that's
basically.
also
And there's
another
people
argument I
that
like to
shit.
bring up too, like with the Clippers versus the Lakers. Like we have more of a we're connected, more in tune with the streets versus the Lakers are solely just win.
The Lakers was Hollywood.
Exactly.
The Clippers was the streets.
Exactly.
It's like the people on the team, they would be out in the city, checking in with all of the schools and doing things. You know, they were doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
The Lakers, not so much.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So the Clippers were more of that. They were more of that team that the average person ingratiated because they did more stuff with the people.
But I do think this rebrand is going to help out a lot, especially with that stadium.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it gives them their own identity.
Exactly.
You know?
Plus, also, you've heard about the plans for that stadium, right?
Which ones?
Like Intuit Dome, our stadium that we're getting.
Yeah, which plans?
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I've heard about quite a few of them.
So basically, from how Ballmer put it when he was on a podcast feed,
I saw that episode.
Yeah, like he basically created it with the mindset of, even if you get up out of your seat, I don't want you to miss any bit of action. So like, there's apparently supposed to be like TVs everywhere, like 11,000 toilets was the big thing he was trying to hype up. It's like, I don't want you to wait in line. I want you to be watching the game. I want you to enjoy yourself. Like he was saying, apparently there's going to be like some payment system where it uses like face scan or something to where like you kind of just scan your face and just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like basically it is created with the mindset, I don't want you to miss anything.
That's like a smart building, basically.
Yeah. But of course, I mean, I don't expect it. Like we're talking about a dude that owns part of Microsoft. So.
Right. I'm just like, look at who you're dealing
exactly.
with. You know?
But no, I mean, hey, I always say, bro, like respect to Ballmer because it's nice to have an owner that not only isn't telling his wife or girlfriend, I don't want you hanging out with those dudes, if you know what I mean. Slash a dude that actually just cares about the team. Look, am I lying? Like, bro, like what's his name? Donald Sterling literally said, "I don't want you hanging out with them Nick over there."
Yeah, he put it out there.
Exactly.
He did.
I'm just saying,
I mean, that's why he don't own the team no more.
Exactly. But hey, I'm happy for it, and I will definitely be going to watch a game at that stadium next year.
I think the owners the owners are a bigger part of the team than people really think.
Oh yeah, agreed.
I mean, look at the Suns now.
Well,
I mean, that new owner that they got in there.
here's my only thing with Ishmael. He needs to learn how to spend money better and make wiser decisions, because that Bradley Beal trade was the worst thing that happened to him.
That ain't him. He ain't the GM. He just the money.
Look, man,
He just the finance.
he could say something. He could have done something.
I mean, they really didn't give up that much to get him.
But I'm more so saying
They gave up like second round picks.
Yeah, but you didn't need him though. Like you really didn't, especially for how it's been going. Like the niggas either hurt or they're not winning.
As good as that team is at where they stand. Oh shit, my bad. As good as that team is and where they stand, second round picks ain't gonna be nothing special anyway.
Fair enough.
So I mean, you didn't give up a lot to get him.
But I think you could have used those picks to get more like role players / just guys that could also contribute for the second unit.
I mean, they were able to get that without doing that.
That's fair.
So I mean,
I
really,
think they just could have
give
done
up a lot. I mean, they didn't give up nothing.
The problem is though, we both said it. They need an actual point guard.
But I look at it this way: they didn't give up nothing, and they're getting nothing. So it's.
I guess.
Now Bradley Beal would be a better trade option than a second round pick.
I agree.
So it's like,
but also
they got Bradley Beal if they decide, you know what, this ain't working.
He has a no trade clause. So
does he?
Yeah.
On Phoenix?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
That's why it's a tough spot now. Like,
why they do that?
Exactly.
Did he have one in Washington? Apparently not, because they traded his ass.
Unless he waived it.
Well, yeah, that's true. If you got a no trade clause, you can get traded, but you have to okay the trade. So he might have had one in Washington.
Yeah.
He came to Phoenix because he thought hey, I'm playing with KD and Book. Like, we about to get it in. He ain't doing nothing though.
At the end of the day, it is what it is. But I don't. Yeah, nah. Oh, I meant to ask that statement that Jason Tatum made in that interview. He said he feels he's the best player in the league. What do you think about that?
I mean, now that Joel Embiid is pretty much done, I mean, why not? Right now, right now, I'd say him and Shea Gilgeous is right there.
Yeah.
I mean, who else is better than the two of them right now? I mean, you could say Joker, obviously, but I mean, he, that's kind of a no-brainer. He gonna be top 5 in the league every year. So, well, for now, while he's in his prime, he's gonna be top 5. But in the top 3, I mean, hell, Joel was up there, and now he done. So, yeah, I'd say Shea and Tatum are probably right there at the top. I mean, who else would you have better than them? I mean, Jason is leading his team.
Well,
they're
that's the thing.
one.
The best? No, one of the best. Oh, absolutely.
But I mean, you got to look at the overall picture. His team's number 1.
That's fair.
He's the best player on that team.
That's fair.
So, I mean, why isn't he the best player right now? Now that Joel is down, why is he not the best player?
My personal opinion.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue with it. I'd say yeah.
Because truth be told,
him and Shea Gilgeous, it's between the two of them right now. Because both of them are number 1 in their conference.
Yeah.
And they're both hooping out of their fucking mind. Like, so it's between the two of them right now.
Or actually, is OKC number 1?
They were.
Okay. At one point. I think.
No, they were. Like, recently they were.
I thought it was Minnesota that got back out there. So.
But they might have.
Recently.
They might, but I know they did have the number 1 spot for a minute.
Yeah. So.
I mean, hey.
No, but I feel you where you're coming from. I just think it's better. Like, obviously, yeah, you're supposed to think you're the best player.
Right. I was going to say, you got to have that confidence.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. But I don't know. It's just tough to say.
I mean, I think he's having a good season. He's having a great season. So I mean, I'm not gonna argue with
Oh
it.
yeah,
It's like if he feels
100%.
like he's the best, I mean,
No,
your
you just
team,
got to you just got to show it when it matters.
yeah, when the playoffs come, nigga, you better keep that same energy. That's all I'm
Exactly.
saying. Because I actually like Jason Tatum,
Oh, I
so I'm
do
like,
too. I
I,
heck, I
I
was hurt when he was talking about how he was actually supposed to come out here. 'Cause I'm like,
oh yeah, if he would have came to Phoenix, but I don't know how that would have worked out though.
I think it would have worked
With
out
him
pretty.
and Book,
I think it would have worked.
they play the same position.
Mm, not necessarily though.
I mean,
Yes and
you
no.
could put Jason at the 3.
Oh, I would. And then he
You know,
basically kind of not necessarily the KD role, but the KD
I mean, I guess I mean, him and
because
Jalen Brown
he's
play
definitely
together,
more
so
defensively sound than Kevin Durant.
yeah, he's also like 10 years younger.
Exactly. So I think it would have actually been pretty good. I'm not gonna say better, but it would have
I
been
mean,
pretty
yeah. I mean, if he's playing with Jalen Brown, so I'm not.
good.
Yeah, I mean, if they can play together, he could play with Book.
Also, too,
That's
it's
true.
like there's times I'm like Jalen Brown, like obviously when you hear about him off the court, like how smart he actually is, I'm like, there's times I'm like, do you really like even care, dog?
But I mean, what you think? Basketball players is dumb?
No, like I'm saying, no,
Most of
like
them niggas
bro,
went to college. They
no,
ain't
I
dumb.
mean, like bro, you've heard about how smart he really is, right? Like,
Yeah, he's smart. He's a smart dude.
yeah, so that's why I say, like, do you really care? Or is this just like this is just your day job?
I
Like,
mean, shit. Look at Spencer Dinwiddie.
oh
He's
yeah,
smart as fuck,
mm-hmm.
and I mean, he's. I think his intelligence is his better asset
You ain't lying.
when it comes to hooping or being the smart guy. I'd say being the smart guy is probably more,
Yeah,
especially now in his career.
I could.
I mean, he did have like a few good years where he was good, but it's like lately he looked like he'd been on the decline lately.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I don't know. Sure.
How you think about him going to the Lakers? What you think about that move?
I mean,
I don't see where it really makes them
it didn't.
better.
That's the thing. Like, it somewhat does, but at the same time, I feel like they were just like, well, speaking for some fans that I've just heard or like seen comments of, like they were hating too much on D'Lo. Now I will give D'Lo his credit. Once he heard his name in trade talk, like he stepped up. Like,
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
Yeah.
so credit to him. But it's like I just feel bad for him because they did that just to kind of spite him a little bit.
Well, I mean, not really.
In some sense, I feel they did.
I say they didn't just because if they were looking to make a trade,
They would have traded him.
who else would they been able to give up? I mean,
Exactly.
D'Lo was probably their best trade
Yeah,
piece.
that's true.
If they're gonna trade anyone, no one is gonna make a deal with
But
them without
also
him.
too, it's like I say this about the Lakers all the time.
Either him or Hillbilly Kobe, whichever one of the two of them
Yep.
you want to throw in there.
Hillbilly Kobe.
Yeah, that's what they call him. Austin Reeves, he's Hillbilly Kobe.
Oh my god,
You didn't know that?
I never heard that. That is
Yeah,
hilarious.
that's what everybody call you, Hillbilly Kobe.
But at the same time, I will say, because me and Wilson talked about this, the problem with the Lakers is as soon as you go there, there's that expectation. As soon as you put on that purple and gold, you have to be good. And some people can't handle that.
True.
So it's like, I say when they go get these old niggas, which they do all the time, what do you expect when it doesn't work? These niggas are already like almost out of their prime, or like
who?
I'm talking like Cam Reddish, for example. Like, nigga,
Cam Reddish is young.
that nigga is trash. I'm sorry.
Cam Reddish came in the league with Zion. He ain't old.
I'm not saying he's old. I'm saying more like
I'm about to say
no.
he played with
sorry.
Zion at Duke.
I jumped a little
like,
too.
What?
No, I jumped a little too far.
Like
more so
old.
like Spencer Dinwiddie. Like,
okay, yeah.
What are you expecting? Like, what were you really expecting?
I mean, I don't know what happened in Brooklyn.
Yeah, and as far as the younger guys go, like Cam Reddish, Torian Prince, Rui, like, hey, like you're not really putting them in a better situation because, like we talked about, as soon as you play with LeBron, you have to play to LeBron's style of basketball. That's not really helping everybody all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
But we've seen this with Dennis Schroeder. That's why he struggled his first stint with the Clippers, or excuse me, the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I say. Plus, also too, like I've said this too about the Lakers. Like they need to actually start drafting and building up players, bro. Like I get it; it's something they just don't do.
They
But
can't.
what do you mean?
When was the last time the Lakers have been shitty enough to get a lottery pick? What, Lonzo Ball? He was probably the last one.
True.
And how many years ago was that? It's just, they're not bad enough to get good draft.
That's true, but also at the same time, you don't always have to get a lottery pick to build up somebody.
That is true, but
that's
more
so what I'm saying.
You still have to get good draft picks.
Yeah, I feel you there.
You ain't gonna just happen to come across a Nikola Jokic or a fucking Draymond Green or
like realistically
something like that.
You could almost say
rarity.
You could almost say Hillbilly Kobe is probably the most recent player they've had that they actually took a little bit of time with and turned out to be okay. Like,
because he was first round though, wasn't he? Wasn't Hillbilly Kobe a first round pick?
I heard he was like second.
I don't know.
You know, hang on.
I don't know anything about his
draft. Siri, when was Austin Reeves drafted?
I thought he was first round though.
Oh, he went undrafted.
Oh, damn. Undrafted?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 2021?
I'm going to have to look into his story. I didn't really know too much about his story.
Mean, he's nice, though.
I don't really pay attention
to I will
to
say,
Lakers,
too,
period.
I think Kyle Kuzma is another one they should have gave more of a chance to.
Kyle Kuzma actually played well for them.
Exactly.
I was kind of surprised that they traded him.
Exactly.
But they traded, he got
put for AD, right?
No, he was in that Russell Westbrook.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep.
Because he was on that championship squad in 2020.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, let's just be honest. Them getting Dinwiddie, I mean, the locker room just don't smell like Ben Gay more now.
This nigga.
Point, I'll just say.
Dinwiddie ain't that old. I don't even think Dinwiddie is. He might be 30.
Yeah, so the locker room don't be smell like.
I don't even think he's
about
that old.
AD ain't even that old. You know that nigga be putting on Ben Gay.
That's because that nigga Anthony Davis is
fragile.
Yeah, that boy brittle as shit.
Exactly. So, hey, look.
While we on basketball, tell me why your man Jordan Poole is benched. He on the sorriest team in the league, and he got benched. How does that happen?
You know what? Hang on.
Explain that to your boy.
You know what? Hang on.
Or hell, DM homie on Instagram and be like, hey, can you tell us why Jordan Poole got benched?
Hey, hang on. You know what? I'm glad you said something.
He did have a good game the other night, though. He had 31 points.
I'm glad you said something.
But he still got benched.
Where is this nigga at? And what is his name?
I think that nigga might get waived, dog.
I think so too.
I mean, I don't know if they can waive him because they still owe him a good bit of money. But
here he is, Cage McDiesel. Lucky private too. I can't message him. I could comment, but hey, buddy. How's Jordan Poole doing? I mean, you are his biggest fan, so I'm just curious. You know, how's he doing, man? You call him up recently, just make sure his mental's okay.
They might have went out to dinner or something.
Hey, look, I hope so, man. Hopefully you
take that nigga out to eat.
Yeah, I hope you getting his mental right. You know, treat him like he did Ice Spice. How about that? Yeah. Look, here's the thing. I would love for Jordan Poole to be good. I would really love for him to show that all-star caliber. that he showed in Golden State. But the problem is, it's like
his redemption arc is just like that was
it ain't
supposed to
going
happen,
well.
but yeah, it isn't
It
happening.
it ain't going well.
Not happening the
And
way that we
it's
thought.
like, bro, like what? Like I really think he just needs to go see a sports site. Like, what is the problem?
No, he don't need to do that. You know what? You know what needs to happen?
What's that?
Ego death.
Ego death.
Yeah, he need to kill that fucking ego. His ego is so out of whack, bro.
I don't know how you have an ego, especially the whole world saw you get knocked out.
he has. I mean, he had it in Golden State.
Oh yeah.
And when he came to Washington, he
wanted to be the man, and it's like buddy.
Well, he came to Washington with that attitude, like I'm that nigga, and this is my shit, and that ego is what made. That's why he's trash, because he's so full of himself that he doesn't really understand. Like, dude, I'm trash right now. Like, I need to step it up, because he probably ain't going to practice. He probably ain't doing shit. He's probably just doing whatever the fuck he wants, and because he's probably the highest paid player on the team, either him or Kuz, one of the two of them. So he's looking at it like these niggas is bums, and I'm better than all of them, so I can just do whatever I want. He don't have the reason why he was able to keep his head on his shoulders in Golden State is because they had structure, and he wasn't the man. You know, so he didn't have his ego would get out of whack at times, but you know, he had Draymond and Steph and Clay to kind of reel him in.
Yeah.
On Washington, he ain't got that. So he just wilding all outside right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, it is what it is.
He need to check that fucking ego, man.
Yeah. Well, moving on though. So this was a fan suggested topic. Well, actually, there's two, but I guess you could say they kind of coincide with each other. First one is, how would you be accused of, well, in her case, how would you handle being accused of trying to steal somebody's man / starting drama in your older age? So, like my age now into, your age, 37.
Honestly, I look at it like
well, hang on. Let's start off with the first one. In our case, being accused of trying to steal somebody's girl.
I mean, I'll answer her question directly. She said, accused of stealing somebody's man. Oh, she's supposed to be stealing somebody's man.
Apparently,
I'll say this to her point. If that nigga is able to be stolen, then that ain't your problem.
I agree. I agree.
That's like, the other chick's problem.
Oh yeah,
because
you ain't doing something right.
I'm like, because if you a real one and he really fucked with his girl, then he wouldn't be able to be stolen.
Oh yeah.
So the fact that he's kind of in that mood where he can be stolen, that's not your problem.
Oh, I agree.
That's a her problem, not a you problem.
Oh yeah. I mean, really, I just said, like, at the end of the day, it's kind of a double-edged sword to some degree.
What do you mean?
Well, more so, like, are you trying to steal him? Or, like, is it just she's feeling some type of way because, y'all are cool, and she's kind of getting that idea?
Well, that's still her problem.
Exactly.
She's insecure. That's her problem. I mean,
now, for us, like, because I've been caught in a similar situation, being accused of trying to steal somebody's girl. And
I have to.
Yeah, it's like, I had to explain to people, like, when they'd ask me about it, I'm like, well, bro, like, me and her were friends before they started dating.
I mean, me personally, I just look at it like this. I'm like, first off, I'm not going to try to steal nobody's girl.
Exactly.
Because, for one, what kind of sense does that make?
Exactly.
Why would I want to be with a girl that can be taken from somebody else?
Exactly.
Because that means that she can be taken from me the same way.
Exactly.
If she's a girl that's all about the better deal, then she'll better deal your ass too. Exactly. So it's like, why would you take somebody like that serious? Like, nah.
Oh, I agree fully.
That's stupid.
I agree fully.
So no, you ain't gonna. I wouldn't be that guy just because that doesn't make any sense.
Well, plus I look at it like this: I wouldn't want it done to me. Somebody takes my girl. Why would I do it to somebody else?
That too.
Yeah.
Same, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, to each their own.
But I mean, if you you know, my guys out there, if you feel like there's a dude trying to infringe on your territory,
Uh, break
you
his
you
nose.
no. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're,
Unless it's necessary.
yeah, if he try to put hands on you, then yeah, you need to do what you need to do. But in that case, don't check the dude. Check your girl.
Oh yeah.
Don't check him. Because if she's entertaining that bullshit, then you need to check her, not him.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's same with the girls too. If you feel like your man is, kind of in between or whatever, check that nigga. Don't check the
Oh
girl.
yeah.
Like that's a him problem. Check him. So that's pretty cut and dry right there. It's y'all don't need to be mad at each other. It's like y'all need to be mad at what's going on in the middle.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, that's really all there is to it.
Yeah.
So, how you feel about starting drama in your older age?
What kind of drama we talking about?
More so like
like high school drama bullshit.
yeah.
It's childish.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you would think at some point people would grow the fuck up, but I guess not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, here's my thing. I'm like, bro, if you talking about like, oh, so and so said, like playing he said, she said, like, bro, you're not a kid. Like,
nah.
cut it out.
Yeah, if you
Cut
got
it
a
out.
problem with that, just go to the source.
Exactly.
Did you say this or did you do this? And
Hey,
that's it. I
hey,
mean,
hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all.
be grown
I'm gonna
about it.
tell y'all a story, man. You know, your boy worked for Carvana. Yeah, I know.
No, I know where you're going with
Yep.
this.
Your boy got fired. You know why I got fired? Because I called my boss or my supervisor a BAN in front of everybody, and he didn't like that.
That's a bitch ass nigga for those that don't know what BAN means.
Thank you. Hey, look, was it the best way to go about it? No, probably not. But at the end of the day, nigga was talking trash when I wasn't in the room, so I gave him an opportunity to say it while everybody was there. He kept quiet and looked directly at me, so I told him, hey, look, to this band that wants to keep talking about me, we can talk later, dog, when nobody's around. Let's see if you really want to say anything.
I mean, I don't like. I just think that it's if you got something to say, then just say it.
Exactly. Look,
You know,
look to the kids, you know, to the young adults. You're gonna have to be the villain sometimes in somebody's story. That's just life, dog. Either A, just own up to it and accept it, embrace it.
and you're gonna have to be the villain when you didn't even do nothing wrong.
Exactly.
That's gonna be the fucked up part about it. Is it when it happens to you, you'll understand it because it's happened to me a few times now.
Oh yeah.
And it you just like what? Why the fuck am I the bad guy?
You just
Like,
look at it. You just look at it sometimes like, I mean, hey, it sucks, but you know, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, it's like, you know, yeah, you're probably gonna ruffle some feathers. You're probably gonna hurt some friendships, relationships. But at the end of the day, it's life, dog. You'll realize.
That's where it's worse at is in the relationship.
Oh yeah, but is it fair to say you'll realize when it happens? You'll actually see at the end of the day who was in your corner and who wasn't. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, a lot of the time, yeah, that's usually how that works. But it's like if you're when it comes to like relationship wise,
Oh yeah,
it's just like if you're gonna be the victim of somebody else's insecurities, then I mean, you didn't do that to them. You didn't make them that way.
mm-hmm.
I mean, so at the end of the day, it just shows how little they value you. That they chose their insecurities over you.
Oh yeah.
So it just shows you at the end of the day, like you said, who's in your corner. They didn't value you as much as you thought they did. So
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, what can you do? I mean, you can't make somebody value you. So I mean, it's if they don't, they just don't.
Oh, and also too, like, don't pander to anybody. A lot of people do that nowadays
Well,
just because they want to fit in or they want to be seen as the good guy, good girl. Look, bro.
just be you, man.
Exactly. Like, if you got to pander to people, you're the problem, dog. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It
Yeah,
shouldn't. You shouldn't have to try to fit in.
exactly.
If you don't naturally fit, then just
Yeah, you're not
you
supposed
know
to be in that circle.
right. Yeah, that ain't the group for you. That's pretty simple.
Yeah. While we're on the subject, starting drama in the workplace, what you think?
That's not the place to start drama.
Oh, I agree fully.
At work, you supposed to be working professional. It's like that. That's
Exactly.
not the place for that.
But of course, sadly, like you
But it's
said,
always gonna happen.
exactly.
It's always gonna
People
happen.
aren't adults like they think they are.
No, like the amount of immature adults in the world today is fucking insane.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
I'm like, you would not believe how many people you meet that are like your age that are still like 19 in the head, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, how do you function?
No, problem is, it's. I say this all the
But then
time.
they have the nerve to get mad when you call them out on it. It's
But
just like,
also too,
dude, like,
who are the type of people that act like that? It's the people that peaked in high school.
not always.
The majority of the time.
I mean, because you got people that didn't really peak in high school, but I always like to say this. It's like I
What's
grew
up?
up. I grew up with. I had quite a few friends that were like only children. Those motherfuckers was like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because think about it. You the only child. Everyone's kissing your ass. You get whatever you want all the time. You get your way all the time. You don't have to. There is no competition. You don't have to really fit because everyone's doing everything for you. So when you get out in the real world, you still have that same mindset.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and it, people are looking at you like, bro, like we ain't about to baby you in here. Like
Yeah.
your mom is not in here, bro. Like, come on. There was a lot of those in the military. A lot of them in the
Yeah, I could
military.
see
It's
that.
just like, man,
I mean, me growing up as an only child, I don't think I had that mentality. But also, too, I was just very to myself as a kid. Like,
right?
I still
It
am
just
to
it just all
myself.
depends on like
Yeah.
you. But being the only child, if you have that, you didn't really grow up with that whole like everybody kissing your ass kind of environment. Like a lot of my friends that were only children grew up very spoiled, very pampered. So when they did get out on their own, it was a culture shock because people in the world are not going to pamper you. They're not going to baby you.
Oh,
Like you
yeah.
you got to do you got
You're
to
going to
do
get the
you.
harsh reality.
Exactly. And I mean, I meet a lot of people like that now.
Oh, yeah.
That they've been pampered and getting their way and everything their whole life, and now they're your age, 28, 27, closing in on 30, and it's like, fuck, I'm gonna have to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's funny. I mean, most of them are like, people that I've known, in the sneaker world and some car guys too, and they're just kind of like, man, I'm closing in on 30 and it's
Yeah.
the world ain't what I thought it was. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, bro,
Oh, yeah.
who didn't prepare you for
Oh,
this?
I'll tell you, it's like realistically, I think since turning 27, the most valuable lesson I've gained was, like smarten up before you hit 30.
Well, once you hit 30, man, it's a
Yeah.
whole different
Oh
world,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
As everybody looks at you
Oh
different.
yeah, that would probably be my best advice to any
Oh
young
yeah.
person. Smarten up before you hit 30. I mean, I don't care what age that is, just as long as it's before 30.
Yeah, because once you hit 30,
Oh yeah.
society looks at you a different way. You can't
Mm-hmm.
just walk into places and show your ID and you 30 years old and you still acting like you 18.
Oh yeah.
Your maturity level ain't there at 30, then it's just kind of like, all right, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, yeah.
I mean, that was one thing that I learned when I turned 30. I mean, I wasn't immature, so I didn't really have to worry about it, but it's just the way that people perceive you and the way people look at you when you're like, oh shit, you're 30. It's like a whole different lens.
Nah, I feel you.
You know, it's like when you out and I'm 28, 29, everybody's like, oh yeah, yo. You say you 30, it's like the whole room. You're 30, nigga? Like you about to die, nigga. Like they look at you a whole different way.
I think it's crazy too.
What?
Like it's just the fact that we have this mindset nowadays, like 30 is just so old. I'm like,
They actually not anymore. Everybody's on
well,
that
more
third
so
that
with the
30 is the
kids.
new 20 shit. You
Well,
know?
no, more so with the kids.
Nigga,
Like,
30 is 30.
yeah,
It ain't 20.
I had kids try to tell me I'm old. I'm like, bro, I'm 27. Like, that's nowhere
That
near
was how we
old.
were when we were kids, man. Like when I was like 17, 18, I thought 30 was the end of the fucking road. I'm like, damn. And then when I turned 30, I'm just like, I don't really feel no different. I'm not falling apart at 30. I'm just like, I'm not about to die. Like,
I mean,
I made this a
some
bigger
are.
deal than it had to be.
Some are falling apart at 30. But
I mean, hell, I remember when my boy Russell, when he turned 30, he made it like it was the end of the world. He was like, hey, man, bro, what we doing, man? We got to do something cool, bro. This might be my last one, bro. Fuck is you talking about? My birthday, man. I'm gonna be 30, man. It might be my last one. Nigga, you turning 30. You ain't about to die.
yeah, no,
At the time, I think I was how old was I? I was what, 20? I was like your age. I was like 27.
Jesus.
And I'm just like, man, come on, dog. Like you about to turn 30. We ain't going to buy a burial plot. Shut the fuck up. It's not that serious. It was like the closer I got to 30, it was the more I kind of didn't really look at it as a big deal anymore. I mean, honestly, I haven't looked at a birthday as a big deal since I turned 25.
I mean, as everybody knows, I've never cared. So,
And the only reason 25 was a big deal is because my fucking car insurance went down. So I'm like, well, I guess I can get me something that's, because I got the Evo around that time. So I was like, that was really the only plus for me at 25 is cheaper car insurance. When I turned 30, nothing happened.
I feel that.
I mean, I didn't even do anything for my 30th birthday. I was in isolation.
I mean, it's like I be telling everybody, I just don't care.
I didn't care. I was like, I don't really give a shit. Because, I mean, everybody that I know, man, when they turned 30, they had this big, elaborate, dirty 30 birthday and shit. And I didn't have none of that. I actually had just moved here. So I had no friends. I didn't know anybody. I think I'd been here for a month. So I didn't know shit about anything around here. And I didn't know anybody. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I going to do for my birthday? I'm just like, I don't know anybody here. This is like, what the fuck? I'm like, I ain't about to go out and do nothing. I'm like, I don't know where shit is here. I don't know anybody. So
I feel you.
Yeah, but I mean, that's
Well, any last statements for the kids,
for the kids.
for the young adults?
And all right, yeah. I mean, just like we said earlier, man, just be you. Don't be walking around here trying to kiss nobody's ass. And then the whole stealing the girl and stealing the guy thing is if your person is able to be taken from you, then they not a real one anyway.
Yeah.
So just let them go. They'll realize the grass ain't always greener.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd say that in a follow up. Don't be bullying nobody.
Yeah, that too. Don't start no shit.
Yeah.
But if they come to you with it, you better finish it.
Like you said, well, old dude in training, man.
Hey, he came to me with the smoke.
Exactly. So, we've all seen the graph.
Right. He came to me
the
with
more
the
you mess around, the more you're gonna find out.
I'm a pretty quiet guy most of the time. Like, I'm not. Well, I won't say like that because I do be out and I socialize, but I'm like a real chill, laid back dude. I don't really get fired up that easy. Not anymore. Maybe when I was in my early 20s, it was really bad then. But now I'm real chill. But I mean, hey, sir, you come at me with the smoke, like I won't start no shit, but I'll finish it. I'm not gonna bully nobody. But if you try to bully me, we gonna have a fucking problem.
Yeah, well, man.
So to all of y'all, just keep that energy, man. Don't if somebody try to bully you, then make it a problem.
Hey, look, man, I have plenty of people try to bully me. I just tell them I talk a lot of trash, so you better make sure you funnier than me and get started before I do. I'll make you cry in front of everybody. And that's the ice cream man.
No, yeah, I was like, what the fuck is that? Yeah,
On that note, you got anything else?
nah, I'm good.
All right, we out.
All
Be
right.
easy, my boy.